Yo, 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 what up, man? Welcome to Mezzo Forte
Sports.
Sports. That's right, bar talk with the super fans. We're chilling out with the crew. What do we have for today's edition?
Yo, yo, yo.
Well, it's a shortened crew today, but nonetheless, we had a lot of sports to talk about. Have our fearless host, Danny BMD. What up, dog? Glad to see you, man.
Yo, yo,
And me,
yo.
of course, your amateur hype man, Superfan Art. We're talking a lot of these sports. You know how we're doing it? We're doing it South Texas style.
Woo.
Without
Of
further
course.
ado, take it away, Dan.
Yo, yo, yo. How's everyone doing today? Um, Welcome to Mezzo Forte Sports Bar Talk for super fans. Coming to you live, San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up?
Good
This
night,
your
bro.
host.
Not sure if I can hear you or not.
Wait, you can't hear me? Test, test, test. Can you hear me, Art? Art. Art. Can you hear me?
I hear you now.
Oh, my bad.
It's all good. Welcome back, Dan, fearless host. You want to just
I think.
rewind what you were saying?
All right, guys. I think it was actually you, Art. I'm not gonna lie, because I think we were actually live. But anyway. All right, guys. What up? Welcome, Mezzo Forte Sports. Again, coming to you live, San Antonio, Texas, to your ears. Providing some sports time for your free time. What up? This your host, Danny BMD. How's everyone doing today, and how did your team do this week? What's up, Arturo?
Not much, brother. Glad to be here on this Tuesday evening. I was pretty much watching some of these great baseball games throughout the afternoon. I got a lot of that coverage later on during the show. It was a pretty shitty weekend. Well, it was a great weekend, minus one glaring loss, which I don't want to talk about it until it's time to talk about it. That was great.
My
I
soul
was,
hurts right now.
I don't. No, man, it was great visiting you in SA. Our buddy Evan over there. Juan.
Woo.
So yeah, it was great. It was a great weekend. We had a lot of sports. It was fun. Have a lot to speak about today. It's even the beginning of hockey season, so that's one more sport to add on to our show. Uh, but no, other than that, things are great. How have you been, bro?
I've been pretty good. Just doing my thing like always. Just Sports Center all day, every day. But man, this weekend was like such a heartbreak. It was such a thriller, like especially for fantasy players, or fantasy owners and stuff like that. It was pretty crazy. Just like the amount of right now, there's a lot of injuries, and we'll talk about that. But yeah, it's just a lot of craziness that just kind of happened over the weekend as well.
For real.
I don't know. I'm a little tired of like so much emotion that happened this weekend. God dang, dude. It was whatever. We'll talk about it. River Rivalry, of course. We'll talk some college ball. We're gonna talk some NFL. We're gonna talk some week 5. Of course, we're gonna do some diamond talk with Superfan Arts, which is of course always a thriller. And especially now for postseason, we might have Ryan back on Thursday. I'll talk to him about that. We'll figure that part out as well. But we're just gonna start getting a couple of guests in to not just talk about in this case football, basketball, but also gonna start talking about a little bit more NHL. Like our Superfan Art is gonna bring up a little bit later on during the show. And I'm actually gonna do a little bit of a update on the Champions League, but believe it or not, just want to make sure that you guys obviously keep up with that. Just want to give a quick shout out right now, specifically, especially sorry to everyone listening to us right now. To everyone on Facebook, Twitch, YouTube. Thank you so much. Let's go ahead and give them a round of applause. Thank you. Thank you so much for supporting us since day one, or since whatever day you supported us. Obviously, we'll continue on with this, and we'll make it a little bit more, I don't know, as we continue more entertaining. I hope that you guys do get on, do hit me up, do get on the show. You know, it's really easy. You don't have to do anything. You just need to get on a Zoom meeting. It's pretty easy. We already know. We pretty much all know how to use Zoom. Might as well kind of have fun with it. You know, should be pretty. It's pretty fun. You'd be surprised how fun, and it's really laid back. Kind of, you know, uh, one of those things. So, Art, how's it going, bro? What are you up to?
No, it's going good. If like you're saying, man, thanks to all of our viewers out there and whatever platform you happen to be on, give us your like, subscribe. If you have any questions or comments, be sure to do it on Twitch, YouTube, and or Instagram if Instagram works. Hell, even Facebook. Shit. Um, no, just an appreciation. Even the haters out there, because I know we got a few haters out there. Some might be from abroad. Just keep it clean. That's all we ask. Uh, if you notice, sometimes I'm kind of looking off the screen. That's because I'm currently viewing this Giants Los Angeles Dodgers baseball game currently going on now. And I do have a lot to discuss in our Diamond Talk. It was a very important day. A lot of implications happened after the finals of these games. But I just wanted to, start out today's show by knocking out a quick, simple one. The beginning of the NHL season was today. There was two games that were currently airing on ESPN. I think it's the first time since like 2006 that ESPN has even aired like a hockey game. So kudos to them, finally bringing back the boys from the ice. Like I said, some of those games, yeah, the defending champs, Tampa Bay Lightning, they were hosting the Pittsburgh Penguins. I think that was the first game of the evening. And then the second game, which probably is going on currently, is the inaugural game for the new expansion team, the Seattle Kraken. One of the most boss names you could have as any franchise team. The Krakens, that's legit. Who are they playing? Well, they're facing the former new boys on the block, the Las Vegas Golden Knights.
Oh no.
Not sure who's hosting. Uh, but now, just a few storylines heading into those two games was that the Lightning, a day before they start their quest for their third straight Stanley Cup, the Tampa Bay Lightning announced they have signed coach John Cooper to a 3-year extension that runs through the 2024-2025 season. Cooper, who is 54, is entering his 10th season behind as being the Lightning coach, making him the longest tenured coach in the league currently. Tampa Bay has won back-to-back titles, and Cooper has guided the Lightning to their 2015 finals, in which they lost to the Blackhawks. So kudos to that coach. Currently, he's become a staple over there for those fans out there in Tampa, and there's a level of trust there. And they're just saying, like, we want to keep you more. So let's just, ride or die. The Pittsburgh Penguins, who are currently facing the champs, they're actually without one of their captains, Sidney Crosby. Says he's not playing in today's season opener. Says he made the trip to Tampa. He did practice with the team, but he's recovering from some surgery on his left wrist that he went under back in September. His timetable return maybe about 6 weeks. Penguins are going to be shorthanded against the defending champs. I think one of their centers, in hockey, there's a whole bunch of names that are kind of French or Eastern European. So if I butcher them, it's not out of disrespect. I just need to learn how to pronounce the names. So one of the Penguins center, Evgeny Malkin, is expected to miss the first 2 months of the season as he recovers from off-season knee surgery. So this will be the first Penguins opener without both Crosby and Malkin since 2003. Malkin, he's entering his final year of his contract. I'm not sure what the final score of that game is because I'm more than sure it's probably done. Now, way to start off on the wrong foot for the Seattle Kraken. They're expected to be without, or they're currently without, 5 of their players for this season opener with Vegas due to COVID-19 protocols. Shitty timing, not a good, kind of a bad omen, so to speak. Who are they without? They're without their forward, Jarek McCann, or forwards, excuse me, multiple forwards. Jared McCain, or McCann, Jonas Donskoy, Marcus Johansson, defensive men Jamie Oleksiak, They're placed on COVID-19 protocol list. Forward, Kadlik, John Kruk. Okay, I could go on and on. I digress. In a nutshell, they're missing a couple of. They're shorthanded today. I mean, hopefully they win. That'd be a blessing. But already down a few guys. It's not looking good. Anyway, kudos to Seattle for their newest edition of our sports franchise, them Krakens. Definitely be looking forward to seeing their success in the future. And just one other headline to note of: Alex Ovechkin is questionable to play in the Washington Capitals season opener against the New York Rangers on Wednesday night, tomorrow. Ovechkin, who is 36, took part in some optional practicing currently today. He's skating in, several laps around the ice, test his unspecified lower body injury, but he's listed day to day. Definitely one of the more household names in the NHL currently. So, hopefully he gets back on the ice. That's all I have to do to wrap it up for my talk about hockey. I got a few other storylines, but there's way more baseball to discuss. So I'll cut my NHL talk short. Let's dive into some Diamond talk. Well, first, Danny, did you have
Nice.
anything to say uh, about NHL or the Kraken in their inaugural game?
I mean, only the fact that like I just want to get their jersey just because of their name. I mean, that's marketing, bro. That's some
It,
marketing.
it's a pretty sick logo too.
Dude, that's what I'm saying, dude. Like the logo's sick. I want one of those hats. Like that logo, like
It
dude.
almost looks
Hell yeah, dude.
like
Hell
the S
yeah.
like the S design from the White Sox baseball, but there's like a hidden like tentacle in there. And it's got like a red eye. Like shit,
Dude, you
that's
know
pretty
what?
imposing.
You know what people were saying? It kind of looks like that S we used to draw when we were like in grade school, like in elementary.
Oh yeah, yeah. You draw like six lines and then you just
Yeah.
connect the dots.
It kind of does look like it if you think about it. I mean, a little bit.
Nice.
Yeah. So I don't know. Anyways, all right, cool. So, anyways, let's go ahead and just get you set up in here. Ooh, get you with some
Some Diamond
diamond
talk.
toe.
Shout out to our viewer out there on YouTube, Ryan. We'll miss you, buddy. Maybe we'll have you in the show in the
All
coming
right.
in the near future.
All right, so let's get it ready for some diamond talk. Let's go ahead and get started. Art, I know obviously you've been busy. We've all been kind of busy. A lot of things going on, a lot of things yet to happen, and a lot of things to talk about. So, without further ado, just go for it, Art.
Thank you, Dan. All right, so just to start off our Diamond talk, there were some games, pretty important games that happened this afternoon. Currently, even one going on right now. So what happened? Well, Astros, they had their game postponed yesterday with the White Sox because of inclement weather that had been going around the Chicago or Illinois area. So they were moved to like an afternoon time slot today. So, okay, cool. Luckily, I was home from work. Uh, so I was able to witness their win. They were able to win in dominant fashion in a 10-1 victory against the White Sox, thus punching in their fifth consecutive trip to the American League Championship Series. So kudos out there to Houston Nation, all our Astros fans currently watching and around the state of Texas. The other game that was going on today is the Braves Brewers. Were the Brewers able to stave off elimination? Well, no, they weren't. Uh, so it was a pretty close game, actually. Final score: Braves won 5-4. I'll dissect that shortly. And then the game that's currently going on right now is Giants Dodgers. The Dodgers need a must-win game, otherwise they'll be eliminated this evening. They need to force a game 5 that would probably be on Thursday, I believe. So going to how things are currently. The Red Sox, they were actually one of the first teams to punch in their ticket to the next round. They clinched their spot in the American League Championship Series. They rode the backs of two players who entered the season wanting to prove their worth. Kike Hernandez entered the 2021 wanting to demonstrate that he could be an everyday player in the major leagues. Uh, After his time with the Los Angeles Dodgers, he was kind of typecast as like just a utility man, and as that is his role. And reliever Garrett Whitlock, he hoped to establish himself as a major leaguer after the Yankees left him off their 40-man roster, and Boston selected him in the Rule 5 draft. So on Monday night, both players proved crucial to the Boston's walk-off 6-5 victory over the Tampa Bay Rays, who, mind you, Tampa was like the the league leading team in wins out of both divisions. They were always the top guys. Every Thursday, remember, I'd say like who the rankings and the divisions. It was always Tampa. Nobody could beat
I was gonna
Tampa.
say,
I think,
you even told me because I like to always ask either right before the season ends.
yeah,
So we're like, because you can be like number one, but that hot hand, dude. That hot hand is for real, like in sports. Like sometimes, like a team just coming in hot into the playoffs, and that's why I always like to like, hey, bro, like, well, who do you think would win? Who do you think like, oh, and so that's why I like to ask like, oh, dude, I don't know, it's too early. I was like, I still like to ask because then you look back, you're like, dude, remember we talked about that team, dude, and that's
you know,
exactly what happened. We talked about Tampa Bay. In fact, we
yeah.
talked about what is it that they all needed like all the major sports or whatever needed to win a championship.
It was the nickname Champa Bay because they won
Uh,
the Super Bowl and the Stanley Cup with hockey. Like, damn, all they need is baseball, and they'll create that triple crown, that trifecta, the turkey, whatever. They would cement themselves as Champa Bay for real. And it did seem possible because most of the regular season they were always the dominant on their division, but I guess they got too complacent and they got beaten by a team that barely even got into the wild card race in the Red Sox, Boston Red Sox. So how did it happen? Well, early Monday night, it looked like the Red Sox might cruise to the ALCS after scoring 5 runs in the third inning. While the Rays, they slowly chipped away at the lead throughout the night, eventually tying the game in the eighth inning. Boston, I mean, they displayed their resilience. They made it the team that led the majors in the comeback wins during the regular season. So they're the comeback kids, I guess. Uh, Pulling off a walk off win to reach the ALCS in a season when few really expected the Red Sox to even make it in the postseason. Like I said, they barely got in the wild card race. So Boston, they scored a winning run on a walk-off sacrifice fly by Kike Hernandez after Christian Vasquez singled on a ground ball before being moved over to the second base on a sacrifice bunt. Uh, Yada yada yada. Infield single by Travis Shaw set up Hernandez, who played a crucial role in sparking the offense in games 2 and 3, helped propel them Red Sox into the ALCS. Cool. So now that was the first ticket that was punched. That was as of yesterday. Uh, Now, who were they going to be? Who were they going to play? It was the winner of the Astros White Sox game, which hopefully you saw or you got to catch a little bit of it in the afternoon or hear a podcast or streaming, wherever. So, thanks to the baseball gods, Astros beat the White Sox 10-1, win the series, and advance to ALCS, facing them Red Sox. I believe game one would be this Friday, October 15th. Hopefully, that's some prime time action there. Uh, That's the Astros advance to their fifth consecutive ALCS series on Tuesday by beating Chicago in Game 4, and that best of 5. Now in the next round, it's best of 7. So you need first to 4 to advance to the World Series. Um, the Astros are the third team ever to appear in 5 straight league championship series. The first to do so since the Atlanta Braves reached 8 straight from 1991 to 1999. Damn. Pretty good company to be amongst. For the second time in 5 days, Astros starter Lance McCullers Jr. He held the White Sox's offense in check, giving up just a solo home run to designated hitter Gavin Sheets in the second inning. McCullers pitched only 4 innings, allowing 5 hits and 3 walks. He wasn't as sharp as he was in game one, but almost nearly as effective. Two double plays turned behind him helped his cause. The Astros' bullpen was perfect over the final 5 innings. Houston erased a 1-0 deficit in the third inning when shortstop Carlos Correa doubled to the left with the bases loaded on an 0-2 pitch by White Sox starter Carlos Rodon. Astros added to the lead in the fourth when third baseman Alex Bregman he doubled on the 3-0 pitch by reliever Crochet with 2 men on, both of which scored. That was a pretty pivotal moment. That's when they started racing away with that lead. And, after some hard fought defensive innings, it came down to I think the eighth or ninth, excuse me, when Jose Altuve, the little guy with a lot of power, he sealed the series with a 3-run homer off Chicago's closer, Liam Hendricks. That was the top of the ninth. I saw it. It was pretty much the perfect cherry on top to seal the win, shut up all those Chicago fans who were just straight up booing him. And it was on the first pitch, too. He just like, fuck it, let me swing on the first. Bam, out of the park. So, like I said, next up for the Stros, looking for their franchise second championship, hopefully, fingers crossed. After winning, they won it all back in 2017, legitimately. It's that game one against their former bench coach, Alex Cora, and the Boston Red Sox. As once again, Friday. So something must-watch game. If any more developments happen before then, I'll definitely announce that on Thursday. So yeah, once again, congrats to the Astros. Definitely representing state of Texas out on the diamond. So just some quick reviews of what some of the other games that happened. The Braves, if you were watching earlier this afternoon, Braves won their series 3-1 in a final game winner against the Brewers. That was the score of 5-4. Late in the bottom of the eighth, with the game tied, both 4-4. A solo home run by Freddie Freeman helped tip the scales in the Braves' favor, and the last hopes for the Brewers in the top of the ninth were dashed as pitcher Will Smith, not the actor, was able to strike out Christian Yelich and stranding Eduardo Escobar's tying run being left on first base, thus punching in the Braves' ticket to the NLCS, where they will face off the winner of this game currently on, the Giants and the Dodgers. So awesome for the Braves. A lot of people kind of really didn't believe much in the Brewers' ability to even make it past this round or even make it to the postseason.
They beat who? I'm sorry.
The Atlanta Braves.
Oh, they beat the. Oh, yeah.
The Milwaukee Brewers.
Oh, yeah. Okay, yeah.
Yeah, that was a score of 5-4. It pretty much came off of eighth, bottom of the eighth homer by one of the Brave stars, Freddie Freeman. So much in front of their home crowd. So it was awesome. Those fans really got a treat out there in Atlanta. So they face off against the Dodgers or Giants, which is currently in the I don't know what inning because it just went into commercial. If this game happens to end while we're on air, for real, I'll say who the winner is, but it's still going on currently. See. So just a little bit insight into the game that's currently on, Dodgers Giants. Walker Buehler of the Los Angeles Dodgers, he is going to get his team season is on the line. He is going to get the starting job in Game 4, or currently had it, or is having it. They're in front of their home crowd over there at Dodger Stadium. He's actually pitching off of a short rest for the first time in his career. Buehler, who will be pitching on 3 days rest. Relatively quick turnaround after giving up 3 runs in 6 1/3 inning and taking the loss in Friday's Game 1. The decision was coming off of the Dodgers' 1-0 loss to the Giants on Monday night, largely a function of Clayton Kershaw being unavailable for the postseason with lingering inflammation in his forearm slash elbow. Uh, Dodgers clearly don't employ a go-to fourth starter that they trust as much as Bueller on a short rest. Decision coming off the Dodgers 1-0 loss to the Giants Monday. Blah blah blah. Largely okay. So basically, they didn't have a lot of faith in some of the backups. Your season could potentially end tonight. So why? I mean, fuck it. If the guy's breathing and he feels he could throw, you know, what do you have to lose? And one of your clear cut like closers or starters, excuse me. So that's currently what the situation is with them Dodgers. Short rest, but season on the line. That's mostly what I have for my baseball talk. Uh, just a reminder: Astros Red Sox. That's this Friday, and then the winner of this series, Giants Dodgers, they face off against the Braves on Saturday. And I'm pretty sure by Thursday's episode, I'll pretty much know who it is. Well, hopefully. That's wrapping it up for my Diamond Talk. Let me just see what's up. Ryan out there giving some props to the Braves. Says congratulations to the Braves. Shout out to the salty White Sox fans crying tonight. I like they had this old guy. Remember, Danny, we were watching the game the other day. The old guy with his cane, just like trying to psych out the Astros hitters.
We're like, what is that guy doing? And then he would succeed. He's like, yeah. I'm like, oh my god, dude. I think
Apparently,
it's working.
He's a staple at their White Sox games. He's like a season ticket holder. Like everybody knows him. He's like their baseline bum, so to speak.
Oh no.
So, yep.
Oh
Sorry.
no.
Was it? Oh no. Was it meant to be White Sox? And you were also like up there every Thursday. I remember I was saying you're always leading your division. Oh, who's the better team in Chicago? It's not the Cubs. Well, no shit. Um, but White Sox just they couldn't get it done. So sad. Astros keep going forward. So good shit. Anything else, Dan, to wrap up our baseball? Oh, sorry.
Oh yeah. So real quick, so you're big. What is your biggest take out of this whole weekend? And then just like your just like one thing to look out for next, just as we continue this next weekend. Even though we're talking a little bit about more about it on Thursday, but just like a quick preview, just one quick thing, but more focus on the just something you took from this weekend of baseball.
Let's see. I think everyone can agree that the games are made a lot more electrified just by having more fans in the stands. Definitely, it makes a difference hearing just like a wave of sound. Uh, even for just like a in the park single, like fans go ape shit, and it definitely players can feed off that energy, emotion. A moment in the White Sox game that happened earlier today was uh, Astros pitcher. I don't know who that was pitching at the time. It was a wild pitch. It hit one of the White Sox players who's he's notorious for getting hit by pitches, and like their manager, like the White Sox manager, he just wasn't having it. He just storms out, starts yelling at the ump and whatever, and all the fans just feed off that. Like I think they were kind of, falling asleep because it was so scoreless for the White Sox. And then the announcer's like, "You think maybe he's kind of just doing this as like a show?" Yeah, I mean they're not going to overturn the call. It was an accidental hit by pitch, but just the fact that your manager's out there yelling at the ump, he's giving the crowd like something to wake up about, and maybe help rally his troops, so to speak. I thought that was funny. But no, nevertheless, don't underestimate the power of the fans. They definitely help uh, add more electricity to each game. Uh, what are the takeaways might I have? Ryan out there, I'm just reading some of his comments. He says umpires are really screwing the results of the games. He says you don't walk a person with two outs. the walk of the devil. That's a good take. But no, it's definitely shaping up to be a good postseason. Already a lot of uh, heroes and villains on all teams. Definitely getting some of their time to shine. Thankfully, it's being nationally televised. Some of the networks. Uh, so yeah, definitely use technology to your advantage. That way you don't miss any single inning of each one of these games. Okay. I'll get in signal to just keep rambling on. Uh, I'm playing. No,
No,
definitely.
that was a it was a air horn. That's what it was. Wow, wow,
Oh, my bad.
wow. I was like,
Cool.
oh man. All right. I mean, so how are we doing with the?
We're good, man. I call Astros in Astros in 4 games. They'll win one, they'll lose game two, and then they'll close it out in 3 and 4. Oh, you heard it here first, folks. Stupid. What are my credentials? I don't have none. I'm just guessing. Oh, and then I
You're
think
gonna knock them.
the Giants will close it out. Even if it's not today, the Giants, I think they'll close it out.
Nice, nice. So, um, I guess we'll wrap it up that for Sam Diamond talk. Obviously, we'll get a little bit more in depth and as the week continues on, and we'll talk a little bit more of the other teams that haven't still have yet to play as well. And as we or not yet to play, but have
I
well,
told you, man. The 3 teams already punched into the next level.
no, that's
It's
what I'm
just
saying.
this one
So wait, who
one game
play?
left.
When is the next level? Like ideally, like if everyone is already, we already know who everyone is gonna play. Would it start already this week?
No, there's a set schedule. It doesn't matter, if the series end now or in a day or two. The schedule's already been sealed in stone, unless there's like inclement weather, like we witnessed with the Astros game.
Yeah, several
Um,
times.
I mean, the Astros was the only game that had been postponed this postseason. Uh, but no, if everything goes well and holds true, we'll get game one of that Astros Red Sox on Friday and game one of the Braves and hopefully the Giants on Saturday. It's written in stone already.
Nice, nice. All right, well then we'll go ahead and look out for that. But in the meantime,
I'm sure we'll know by Thursday. By Thursday's episode, we'll know that shit.
all right, let's go ahead and switch over to some basketball. You down or what?
I'm down like a clown, man.
All right,
Uh, there's just a few storylines to talk of.
all right, go for it.
All right. I think one of the main things of going into today that caught the basketball world was Brooklyn Nets are announcing Kyrie Irving won't play, practice, or even practice until he is eligible under the local COVID-19 vaccination mandates by New York City, or New York, excuse me. Brooklyn Nets general manager Sean Marks said Tuesday that Kyrie Irving's decision to not comply with New York City's COVID-19 vaccine mandate left the organization with quote unquote no choice but to send him away from the team until he's able to fully practice. Whap, whap, whap. So at 11 a.m. Tuesday, the Nets released a statement from Marks stating the team had decided Irving was not going to have quote unquote part time availability and that he would be welcome back once he complied with New York City's mandate. Well, no shit. The vaccine mandate, which went into effect last month, states that anyone entering an indoor gym, including the Brooklyn's Barclays Center and Manhattan's Madison Square Garden, the homes of the Nets and the New York Knicks, must have had at least one COVID-19 shot. As a result, Irving was unable to play in 43 regular season games.
Yeah, he was gonna lose out like literally half the season. Like that's what it was.
41 at the Barclays Center, plus 2 at the Madison Square Garden, and another 2 preseason games in Brooklyn. Marks confirmed Irving would only lose money for those games, roughly about $380,000 per game. And I said it was fucking 43 games. Do the math. Oh no. Shit. So yeah, that was one of the more bigger headlines. Before we move on, what are your thoughts on that Kyrie Irving situation?
I mean, yeah. It's just they were talking about it. I heard a couple people talk about it on the radio. Like, I think it's just gonna end up where, like, he's just gonna get the vaccine and that's it. I mean, I understand him, like, making his stand or whatever.
Like, is he trying to make a point for something?
I think he is, just for himself. I don't know, dude. I think he's just he's. I don't want to say that, like, they gave him a lot of money, really early, but I don't want to not say that. It's not just him, but just like like the athlete themselves. They just have a lot of power, dude. Like, they do, like, especially someone like Kyrie. Like, you have a platform, but I don't know. That's besides the point. The more the
Your team could suffer. I mean,
Yeah,
that's
your
a
team
lot of
could suffer.
games that
That's
they
the
might
thing,
miss you
yeah.
at.
And more than anything, the uncertainty of, well, the coach or whatever, Steve Nash, LOL, coach, and the rotations and stuff like that, who's gonna play what or whatever, and because Kyrie isn't, like, your most defensive player in the world, and the Nets are actually going for the ship or whatever, right? So
Yes.
it's like every person or every piece is, like, very important. I still think they can win without Kyrie. I think he's gonna end up sucking it up and just getting it. But I think he's just gonna whine about it the whole way. I think he's definitely gonna do that. Like, just like kind of like Andrew Wiggins did. But it doesn't matter, dude, because money speaks. Like, maybe he just has a lot. Or they're saying, like, maybe, like, he just will retire. It's like, no, if he retires, like, he'll retire, but he's gonna lose out on a whole bunch of money, and potentially he might be if he ever wants to continue on, past, basketball or whatever. But that's besides the point. But that's just my point. I think it's eventually he is gonna end up going anyway. But or getting it anyway, and so you can just play. He's like, nah, dude, I want to play. I'd say, okay, well, but I don't know.
I mean, I'm not sure on how old he is, but he's definitely no spring chicken. There's a lot of younger guys coming each season into the league. Uh, I mean, right now he's one of the top uh, guys in his position. Don't get me wrong, but it's just the baggage of that he brings with him, his ego, or one might say he's a bit of a diva. So will it hurt
Yeah.
his team? I'm not sure the impact will be that profound since they have so many superstars to accompany Durant and Harden. They should be fine. At least that's how
And
we
then
see it, maybe.
they have Patty Mills now, which is gonna be great for them. Like, Patty is gonna have, like, a huge role for them, dude. Like, huge. Like, he's gonna be, like, very, like, Australian, national team Patty, because you know how Pop is. Like, he's very specific about the roles that people play. And I think because Patty would, like, take the reign, dude. Patty isn't scared of the moment, so that's gonna help Durant, like, a lot. It's gonna give him confidence as well. But, like, damn, I have a, like, Patty. I have, was it Joe Johnson? Let me check out. I don't even know who these dudes have. Let's see, Nets roster.
Like Griffin, to a certain extent.
That guy doesn't exist. No, okay.
On defense, he could.
Oh my god. I'm gonna go ahead and put a laughing sound for that one. Let's see. We have Millsap. Let me see by position. So you have your point guard. You have Carter. He's like a 3 years, and then Thomas from LSU, first round pick. Patty Mills as your guard. You have Kyrie Irving. So yeah, you have Patty Mills, which is gonna be essentially Kyrie Irving's backup. You have Joe Harris, James Harden, Kessler Edwards. I don't know what that is. What's that is? Let's see. Brown Jr. Brown Jr. Oh, Duke. He's a freshman. Bowen's a freshman. Raquel, Rachel. I don't know. Griffin, Sharp. You have James Johnson. And again, you have Millsap, and I guess the Marcus Aldridge. You do have Griffin, but Griffin to me is just kind of like eh. And obviously, you have Kevin Durant. Um, I don't know. I feel like the team is kind of like all over the place. I still think that they can win just with Durant and Harden. Like those dudes are like 50 points, 20 rebounds walking.
Minimum per game.
Yeah, like they automatically as soon as they go on, like the team just gets 50 points.
Possibly. But no,
Yeah.
definitely. I mean, we'll see how the Brooklyn organization and the league in general reacts to this ongoing developments with players choosing to forego vaccines and having missed games if they're held in certain states. Shit. Uh, no,
Yeah.
we'll see any new developments. I think even Canada might be even stricter than New York uh, in terms of vaccine mandates.
Oh, really?
Uh, I'm just assuming since they're really on top of things. Uh, hell, maybe they should just all come to Texas. 'Cause apparently, we don't give a shit.
Yeah.
No, keeping politics out. We'll see if how this Kyrie Irving drama unfolds. Now, just transition to some other drama or novellas that have been unfolding, namely Ben Simmons saga. So, after staying away for about 2 weeks to start the NBA preseason, 76ers All Star guard Ben Simmons reported to the Wells Fargo Center in Philadelphia this past Monday night, much to the
Oh no.
surprise of the organization that expected him possibly later in the week. So, what comes next is unclear, but the Sixers are desperate to restart communication with the three-time All Star, who hasn't had a direct conversation with the front office or even Doc Rivers for that matter since late August. In a meeting that he reiterated his desire to be traded. So, why does he return now? Well, Simmons is described as wanting to prove a point and knowing that he had done so was something that almost never happens in the NBA, which is sitting out of training camp, costing himself nearly $1 million in lost salary and fines, and delivering an unmistakable message that he wanted to trade out of Philly. 76ers, they pretty much scoured the entire league, but never came close to finding a deal that returned them the kind of elite player they wanted in exchange for Simmons. It was pretty, the price was too high. We saw it time and time again. They were asking for way too much for Simmons, even if he was, almost back. Even if it was a prime Simmons, he still wasn't worth that much. I don't know how many first round picks and players they want in exchange for him. The trade market could shift quickly once the regular season gets underway and more players become eligible to be moved in December 15th. But the Sixers have no traction on the trade as of now. Simmons has 4 years and $147 million left on his contract. Simmons is expected
Oh
to meet
no.
with the organization's leadership, maybe possibly earlier today, at the team's practice facility, as per sources. That will be a telltale for the organization to begin to discover whether there's an opening to convince Simmons that a reconciliation is possible, or whether Simmons' return is simply what's needed to get the kind of trade that the Sixers want to stay as contenders around their NBA All Star center, Joel Embiid. That's just another drama filled saga that we'll have to see unfold in the coming weeks, especially now that the season's about to start. So, any thoughts, comments, and concerns, Danny? Oh, how do you think this Simmons thing is a big curveball? He came back. This talk's now going to happen.
I mean, it has to be a show like save face. Like he's trying to save face. Like which is fine, you know. He's like still young or whatever. Like he's just it's just he has to, dude. You know, he has to show up. He's gonna lose money. He's gonna lose a lot of money, dude. Like a lot of money. Like generational money. You know, I'm pretty sure like his mom is like, dude, like figure it out. You know,
Get some shoe deals and endorsements, or fucking get a team already.
yeah, like figure it out. Like none of this, like I don't know what I'm gonna do, whatever. No, so, like it's just like I think it's just they and I understand like players and stuff like that. The other thing that kind of like annoys me and not and well, this is what I think. We'll talk about for, something first, like a sidebar.
Yeah, go ahead. Yeah.
The only thing that annoys me is like that the Spurs are like so involved in these talks. They're like, oh, and I understand, like, cause it's we do have a lot of young pieces and stuff like that we can kind of trade for and kind of work with. Ben Simmons is one of those players that we can. And I don't know. It's like a combination. I want to say of like Ginobili and like Tony Parker, kind of. I don't know. It's because he can't shoot, dude. And like,
Liability.
dude, and you
But
know
then
how
again, that's
Pop
what
is. You know how
that
Pop is,
that
dude.
they said. Even Kawhi, he needed some tweaking done on his game, and Spurs organization was able to deliver. And look at the player he is now, Kawhi. So I mean, maybe he's a fixer upper, and the Spurs love fixer uppers.
Yeah, but I mean, I don't know. I think at some point where it's just like kind of like, I guess I understand that you don't want to be there anymore and you don't feel comfortable, but you know, you have to understand what like your position kind of is or whatever. Like not everyone is getting paid to play professional basketball, and you are.
Yeah,
Like and I don't know. I guess I understand. That, like I said, the whole work thing. Oh, I don't feel safe at work. Well, tough love, dude. Then like quit, retire, whatever. They don't have to pay you millions of dollars. Like they don't. And
hmm
it's just one of those things where well, oh, wham wham, I'm so famous and everything like that. Like, well, yeah, that's what comes with famous life. You have no life. You're famous for whatever amount of years. You make money, and then that's that. But I don't know. That's that for me. I don't know where he's gonna go. I can see why he would want to work with Philly. The
yeah.
only thing I
Why
would be,
why does he want to leave? That's the why does he want to leave? Maybe
I just
because his
think
role is diminished.
that like he feels like he's like a bothersome. Like he feels like he's just not bothersome, but like kind of like um. Oh, sorry guys, sorry.
I like it.
Like not bothersome, but kind of
Distraction.
like I feel like I'm just bothering the team, like kind of like not as distraction, like I'm like a wall, like a barrier, like an obstruction. That's what it is. I'm just obstruction. I'm just an obstruction. Like I'm not really doing anything for the team. But he costs so much money. Like you can't have like a really, I don't know. It's because he just needs to learn how to shoot like you just do. I mean, it's just
Yeah.
one of those things. And I think Ben Simmons is I don't know where he's gonna go. I don't think he's gonna go to a good team, and I don't think that Philly's gonna get a good trade for it. The only thing I can see is like I don't know if us we have a chat and someone posted some crazy 5-team trade or something like that. That's the only thing I can see. Not like a 5-team, maybe like a 3-team.
I saw that chart myself earlier today.
So
Yeah,
it's
five
like
teams:
it's like yeah, damn, okay.
Brooklyn and the Trailblazers and the Philly, all kinds of crazy shit. Like it's his Kyrie going to like the Kings and Simmons to the Trailblazers, and has all kinds of crazies, like unbelievable. They're never gonna happen kind of trade. but I mean, could happen. Something small scale could happen. Will Simmons be on the team? Yes. Will it be a great team, contending team? Who's to know? Only God knows. But
And I
yeah, he'll be
think,
balling somewhere.
and like I said, I think it'd be someone like the T Wolves or something like that. You know what I mean? Who do you think? What's a good take? What do you think? Who do you think he would go to?
I think we kind of speculated. T Wolves were up there. Uh, the Kings don't really need him, but I mean, it wouldn't hurt to have him. Uh, Orlando kind of needs to find some star power.
The
Uh,
Hornets with
the
Michael
Hornets,
Jordan. Michael Jordan.
they're kind of all in now on that Lamelo Ball, then the
Yeah, to
youngest of
that.
the balls. He's even got a shoe deal with Puma.
Yeah, I know. I saw
It's
that.
pretty nice. It's like a nice shoe. It's not bad. Good job for Puma. Although people complain that they're starting the basketball shoes now, the players indoors, they're kind of shying away from like protecting their ankles.
Oh
They're high
yeah.
tops and shit. Now they're getting lower and lower. Like that's just an ankle waiting to be rolled.
Yeah,
But I
for real.
digress. No, no, Lamelo, he's the star. Right? He's the young guy there. I don't, I don't know if he could Simmons could fit. Maybe he could. I don't know. With Charlotte, Toronto, I think they could use some star power in Toronto.
Oh yeah. But they don't. Do they even have any picks or anything?
I don't know. Ever since they got rid of Kawhi and Ibaka and Green and now Lowry, it's just been going downhill with the total change. The Toronto Raptors, so they could use somebody.
All right. All right, guys. My bad. I'm like trying to put the next song. All right. Well, as we continue on, we're just moving into our next segment. Just any extra NBA stuff. Um, I know we talked about Terrence Mann going to the Clippers.
Yes, Los Angeles Clippers guard Terrence Mann agreed to 2-year, $22 million contract extension. Man, he's averaged about 7 points, 3.6 rebounds, and 1.6 assists in the last season, primarily as a reserve for the Clippers, but offered a big lift in the postseason, in which they had actually advanced to the Western Conference Finals after Kawhi Leonard was injured. Man has 2 years, paying about 1.7 mil and 1.9 mil respectively. So it's a big leap getting that 22 mil. So good job for the young man. Hopefully the Clippers can utilize him more often. On the other side of Hollywood, you got Lakers. Lakers guard Talon Horton Tucker undergoing some surgery to repair some torn ligaments in his right thumb, as per some sources. Horton, Horton dash Tucker, I guess that's what his jersey says, who turns 21 next month, signed a 3-year, 32 mil extension in the offseason, providing the team an ascending talent among a roster mostly comprised of accomplished old farts, veterans. The third-year wing had been the Lakers' second leading scorer in the preseason, averaging 12.7 points on 39.3% shooting in his 3 appearances. It is the second significant injury to hit the Lakers before the regular season. After Trevor Ariza, he required a bit of some surgery on his right ankle last week.
And it's one of the young guys, too. Don.
I mentioned he's one of the young bucks coming up. Did pretty good in the preseason. Now he's sidelined for a short while. Now it's LeBron and his old expendables to step it up until the young guy gets healthy. And I guess the final thing on basketball, that I had to say was that the San Antonio Spurs, our Spurs, waived forward Luka Samanik on Monday, cutting ties with the previous number 19 pick back in the 2019 draft. So cutting him after just 2 seasons. Samanik, 21, had 2 years left on his rookie contract. San Antonio was facing a deadline this month to pick up his option for the 22-23 season. Semanik, he averaged about 3.8 points and 2.2 rebounds in 36 games for the Spurs. Um, he's actually just the third of the 2019 first round draft picks to have been waived off an NBA roster. The other two guys, I really can't say the name well. Uh, he's a 6'11" shooter. Let's see, just a bit of history. He turned pro at the age of 16, playing for FC Barcelona and the reserve. He won the MVP in the FIBA Under 18 European Championship back in 2017, leading his home country of Croatia to a gold medal. What to do? Uh, the cut leaves the Spurs' training camp roster at 17 players. They will need to go down to 15 before the start of the regular season. I guess they figured the guy was dead weight from his lack of production last season, and they're like, let's just nip this thing in the bud and just try to find someone else on the quick. And it's bad because I always think the Spurs could always use some more big men to put on the paint. Can't be Uyaka Perto all the time.
I mean,
What are your
they
thoughts?
have you Banks. I mean, I knew it was gonna happen. They were actually talking about it on like this forums that I visit a lot. They have a couple super fans as well. PoundingTheRock.com. Check it out. PoundingTheRock.com. It's really good. Anyways, um, they were kind of talking about it, how they're kind of expecting already, for Luka to just get waived. It was just gonna happen. His development wasn't going as fast. Now everyone kind of expects things to go a lot faster. The Spurs are like pretty patient as an organization, but kind of not anymore. Well, not anymore, but not as much. And honestly, like, it's just kind of keeping up with the times. Like everyone expects like, oh, he's not gonna be a star right away. He's gonna be 1 or 2 years, 2 3 years, and he'll be able to, get some players, right? But now it's like kind of like, no, dude, you're good in college or you're gonna be good in the pros. Like, okay, well, no, not necessarily, but that's what people kind of expect or whatever. Um, I think that it's just I don't know. I think it's just gonna be this year is gonna be pretty interesting as a basketball season. Is this gonna kind of show us like kind of like a lot of things where um you'll see if like the Lakers will be able to pull out. You know, you see, you'll see if the Clippers will actually be able to finally get over the hump. Are the Suns, dude? The Suns even signed Aiden. Like they haven't even signed him yet.
Yeah, that drama's still going on right now. I don't see why they haven't give the big man his money. You know how far you could get with him on the team.
So it's like I don't know. It's like there's so much and there's still the deadlines and stuff like that. So I don't know. Well, that's what I kind of think. What do you think?
No, no, it's definitely going to be an interesting season. Uh, aside from the Kyrie Irving and the Simmons, uh, players that need to be signed and players that are returning from injuries. Um, the Murray from the Nuggets, they missed him a lot last postseason. Uh, este vato de Donovan Mitchell, the Jazz. I think he went out a little too early in the postseason as well. And even some guys, Clay Thompson. Shit, it feels like it's been like
Nice.
5 years since I've seen
I
a guy
know,
dribble a
dude. Like
basketball.
who is that guy, dude? Dang, like feels like
The,
forever.
yeah, Golden State Warriors didn't look like the same Warriors team. Maybe they could get back in shape.
Yeah, I
And
know. I
Chicago's definitely transformed themselves for that new roster they got. They got the older ball brother. They got who else they got? They got somebody else that was good through trades. Oh, DeMar DeRozan, right? Then they got him now.
yeah, they have the Rosen. They have Zach Levine, and they have
The
what's the
ball
other?
brother.
The Ball brother. ¿Cómo se llama? Uh,
La, there's
the first
Lamelo.
one. The first one. One of the first ones.
I can't remember his
Yeah,
name.
yeah.
Point is, it's an interesting squad, and there were Chicago had been slumping for like I don't know how many seasons. So maybe they'll get some wins, get the crowds back into that arena over there in Chicago.
No, yeah, I agree. I think that it's gonna be a very interesting season, especially like just like where the new teams are a little bit more balanced. Like we're also gonna Juan, phenomenal Juan. He's telling me that like the West kind of got worse. You know, like it kind of got they get worse. Like the East did get a little bit better. You know, not just because of a couple movements, but just because I think that the placement of power, where like there's superstars all over the place now instead of like all concentrated like in one. And I know like I don't know. I feel like the Lakers are just not gonna get too good. Like there's just too many mouths to feed type of stuff, and yeah, I mean,
If anything, they have this one season to try the experiment of all those big name old stars. If not, then they got to break up the band and sell it for parts. So they got this one trial run season.
yeah, because it's like kind of like I don't know.
You said it. Too many mouths to feed, in a financial sense. Maybe even too many egos to please.
Yeah.
Like all these superstars, they're going to be sharing the ball equally. I don't know. It's LeBron's team. Last time I checked,
I was gonna
not
say,
Westbrook's team.
and it's just, and then LeBron dishes it out, right? Because he never takes the last shot. He's gonna take the last shot, like Russell Westbrook. Please don't. You know, honestly, I rather take the last shot on my life than Westbrook taking it for me. You know what I mean?
Oh, you cold as ice, Danny.
Dude.
I like that though. Speak the truth.
I'm just saying, dude. I'm just saying. That's just me. It's gonna be interesting as Lakers fans realize that they have a really horrible team. So we'll see how that turns out.
They're just too old. Look at them. They're just
They are, dude.
too old.
Like, bro, it's like they literally said the same thing about the Spurs, dude. Literally.
Okay.
Literally. They said, remember, they're too old. Duncan or whatever. Like, dude, it was just like what, 3-4 of them. Like, I literally have the poster. Let's see. Like,
Yeah.
I think the oldest guys were who? Like Duncan, obviously Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker, right?
Parker.
And maybe ¿cómo se llama? French.
Mills.
No, French.
Oh, Boris Diaw.
Boris Diaw. Yeah, Boris Diaw. That's it. Like four or five of them. Fine. Maybe Duncan, Ginobili, and Parker for sure, right? Like they're in their not just 30s, but late 30s. So okay, cool. Eso sí te los doy. They were older, and then at that time they weren't in their late 30s. They're kind of right out of their prime or whatever. So okay, cool. That's fine. That if you put a good supporting cast, a good coming up stars, Kawhi Leonard, good supporting cast, Boris Diaw, ¿cómo se llama? Villanelli, with a couple threes here and there, Patty Mills, just like stuff like that where like you can, I mean, obviously they won the championship 2014. They completely schooled everyone and broke up the Beatles or the Heatles or whatever for for LeBron. But and they called them old. They're like, oh, it's just. I'm like, okay, dude. There's like 4 dudes that were older, right? That's fine. Then like 35, fine, 4 out of like what was like technically I don't know what the actual man roster is, but I think the rotation was like maybe like 8, or I'm sorry, but it was like 9. So like half of them, maybe a little bit less than half of them were a little older. Okay, cool. I give it to you. Fine, I give it to you. Right. But they still won, right? And if you think about it, so did the Mavs though. With Dirk, Dirk wasn't in his prime when he won the championship. I mean, I think it was right outside of it, just like Duncan. I mean, I think Duncan was like a little bit out of his prime already, but he was just since he was such a dominating force, he was able to sustain himself or whatever, right? But I don't know. What do you think?
No,
And
I get what
compared
you're saying.
compared, I'm sorry, like well, my bad, sorry. Compared, sorry, kind of to bring it back to what they're saying about the Lakers now. No, dude, they're more experienced, bro. You literally said the same thing about the Spurs, but nah, it's because you're a small. They're a small market team. We're not L.A. or whatever. Y'all gotta hate on us.
No, I get what you're saying. Before we continue on, it's just after the stroke of 10, so that officially means we're Mezzo Forte Sports After Dark. That's right, we're After Dark. We're unedited, uncut, unsolicited, unmarketed, and unregulated. There's going to be a lot of cussing. There's going to be a lot of, I don't know, nip slips. Not on my side. Danny, what's up?
Oh no!
I've been sipping on some beer all night, but now I can tell you what it is.
Nice.
I've been enjoying some nice, cool, crisp fall weather. Sam Adams Oktoberfest.
Oh.
I know technically Oktoberfest finished already, but the beer is just so damn good. I gotta keep drinking it through the month of October.
Yeah, all of it.
So yeah, definitely one of my favorite seasonal beers. I think next up after this is some Shiner Cheer. But that's more towards the Christmas season. Danny, are you sipping on anything or munching on anything over there?
No. I guess I would just do water for now. I was drinking a little Snapple, but I don't want to get sued by Snapple. So I'd rather get sued by Fiji water.
Oh, the essence of life.
Yeah,
most
and it's
purest
actually
water on the
it
earth.
actually is Fiji water. I didn't put tap water in it. So just saying, dude.
I'm sure there's spit in it.
This
Some Fijian
gold,
spit
dude.
in it.
I only drink gold.
Yeah, boy. And just viewing some of the comments out there, boy Ryan, he says he's drinking some raspberry and lemonade.
Ooh, damn, that
was
sounds
good.
good. That
Very
sounds
refreshing.
good. Dude, fucking shout out right there. God damn. Put some vodka in there.
And just a quick update on the baseball game going on. Currently, we are in the top of the fifth. The Dodgers got a bit of a lead right now against the Giants, trying to force that game 5. So I guess you would say the San Francisco Giants fans out there are sipping on that haterade.
Ooh.
Definitely have more for this game later. Natalia over there, she's getting some cheers with some wine glasses on YouTube. Awesome, cool. Now, your question was about, Spurs using their old roster versus Lakers' old roster.
Yeah.
If the Spurs do it, they're called fools. When LeBron arranges it, he's called innovative.
Yeah, exactly.
Yes, there's a bit of bias in there. The bigger market, obviously. Those old men, they were once all-stars in their day, whatever day that was, or how many decades ago it was. That's why it looked like it was the smarter move. But no, Popovich, he'll work with what he's got. He can mesh in the old and the youth and just make it work. Meanwhile, the old of the Lakers, I said, it's could be a bunch of egos out there fighting for who wants to take that last shot or who doesn't want to take that last shot vis-a-vis Westbrook. So no, I think it's going to be just a one-year experiment, and they'll definitely see how it goes. Maybe a few of those big names might go during the trade deadline, or they'll get Simmons. I don't know. Fuck it. So that's all I have to add on that. Not really a Laker fan, and I don't even like him even more. I I like the post. I like the post I saw or meme I saw. The late Kobe, rest in peace. All he wanted back in the day was just a little Chris Paul. That's all he wanted. He wanted to rob into his Batman, And guess what? LeBron, he gets everybody and anybody in the known universe just because he's, the league will bend to his will. Like he's Thanos with all of the Infinity Stones. Snap, and he'll get Kevin Durant next. I don't know. Protect your superstars, teams out there. Protect them. Lock them in. Pay them the money,
Yeah, just
or
turn off
LeBron will steal them.
turn off their cell phones. block LeBron's number on all of them.
He will steal them.
Oh yeah. All right, guys, let's go ahead and finish off with some football. What do you want to do first?
I could just quickly knock out the college, and then we could talk about the pros because I know you've been itching all night to talk about them pros.
Them
Am I wrong?
pros.
All right, cool. College football. A lot of games that happened. There was the big heavyweight matchups. There was David versus Goliaths. Upsets abound. A loss I don't want to talk about, but as a journalist, I had to talk about it. Damn it! It was week 6. Some scores that were out there that I thought were a little bit notable. You had number 22 Arizona State Sun Devils. They beat Stanford 20-10. You had the Ohio State Buckeyes. Surprise, surprise. They beat up on Maryland 66-17. Michigan nearly upset. They only won 32-29 against Nebraska. Them Cornhuskers, maybe they'll turn the corner next season. An upset that didn't gain much traction or headlines was Boise State, unranked Boise State. They were able to best number 10 BYU. Brigham Young beat them 26-17. What's up? The upset alert. Notre Dame had a bit of a scare. Number 14 Notre Dame they won, 32-29 against Virginia Tech Hokies. A battle of unranks, but still an impressive win for the franchises. Kentucky, then Wildcats, able to win 42-21 against LSU. So what's up with those Bayou Bengals? Things aren't looking too hot over there in LSU now that I guess they don't got Joe Burrow. SMU, over here in Texas, a lot of people are sleeping on them. They're actually undefeated. They won 31-24 against Navy. And just a little more insight in some of the bigger games, and I know which one you're waiting for. Oklahoma, sadly, they did win 55 to Texas's 48. I know, don't really want to talk about it, but I have to because I'm a journalist, damn it. So the Sooners running back, Kennedy Brooks, took the final snap for 6th ranked Oklahoma. At the time, they were 6th ranked. After freshman QB Caleb Williams had taken over for Spencer Rattler and was again benched in the Red River rivalry game, Brooks ran for 217 yards and 2 go-ahead touchdowns in the fourth quarter, including a direct snap for a 33-yard game winner with 3 seconds left. Sooners beat number 21 Texas 55-48. On Saturday in the highest scoring game of their 117th meetings in that series, which is going to soon move to the SEC. Sooners overcame a 28-7 deficit after the first quarter. Shit. I just can't, to this very day, I can't believe I'm even saying it. Matching the second largest comeback in their program's history. Meanwhile, Longhorns QB Casey Thompson, who's coincidentally his father played for Oklahoma, he threw 20 of 34 passing for 380 yards, 5 touchdowns, even with a swollen thumb that he got banged up earlier on in that game. Running back Bijan Robinson ran 20 times for about 137 yards. I expected a more beast game from him, but it's not his fault. Longhorns could play potentially against Oklahoma again if both finish in the top 2 of the Big 12 standings, and they meet in the conference championship game that would take place around December, around about 20 miles away. I don't know what the hell in Jerry Jones' world. AT&T Stadium where the Cowboys play. That's where they always host the Big 12 championship. Texas has to recover quickly with 12th ranked Oklahoma State undefeated, 5-0. Up next on their schedule, another game that could go a long way in determining if the Longhorns even get that chance of revenge on the Sooners for that Big 12 matchup. So, too sad. Don't want to talk about it. Next game up.
Uh,
Perhaps
bye.
the biggest game or the biggest shockwave of the evening was the Texas A&M unranked Texas A&M was able to beat Alabama 42-41. Who the hell would have thought? A&M beat Alabama on the last play off of a field goal. Aggie kicker Seth Small, no pun intended, made a 28-yard field goal as time expired. A&M stunned top-ranked Alabama and the Crimson Tide's winning streak of 19 games. The victory came on Jimbo Fisher's 56th birthday. What up? Certainly one of A&M's biggest wins in the Fisher tenure, which took over back in 2018. Aggie QB Calzada, he threw for about 285 yards, 3 touchdowns. As the former backup, played more like a superstar. The running back Devin A-Chain returned a kickoff 96 yards for a touchdown. It was fucking incredible. No one would have thought. The whole crowd was going crazy. 96 yards. Shit. That was back in the third quarter, and the A&M defense got after Bama's Bryce Young pretty much all night. It is the first time Nick Saban has lost to one of his assistants after entering the game with a perfect 24-0 in those games. He had beaten Jimbo Fisher about 4 times in the past. I'm not sure which teams exactly, probably Florida State. The most of any of his former staffers. A&M also ended Alabama's streak of 100 wins over unranked teams, dating to a win over Colorado in the 2007 Independence Bowl. That was pretty much in Nick Saban's first season with Alabama. Shit. So Aggies pulled off the upset to snap an 8-game skid against Alabama in their first win in their series, dating back since they had, surprise, surprise, Johnny Manziel when he had that spectacular performance in the 29-24 win over Bama back in 2012. And that was actually in Tuscaloosa on the road. And coincidentally, the Crimson Tide was ranked first at the time. So a lot for our Aggie cousins out there to have their heads held high. I'll give them that. They beat Alabama. That makes room for the other top dog in the SEC. Surprise, surprise, number 2 Georgia. They bested Auburn 34-10. Let's see, Stetson Bennett, number 2 Georgia's defense, more than enough to take care of Auburn yet again. Bennett passed for 231 yards, 2 touchdowns, led the Bulldogs past number 18 Auburn for the second straight year. 34-10 victory Saturday, even if the defense did allow an opponent to reach the end zone for a change. So I guess in the previous games this season, Georgia really just keeps their opponents to just field goals. So the nation's top defense gave up its second touchdown of the year for the Bulldogs, who are 6-0 now, who are still without their injured starting QB, JT Daniels. None of that kept Georgia from another comfortable SEC win in the 5th straight in the Deep South's oldest rivalry. I had no idea. I won't go too much in detail. Iowa, they had a thriller against Penn State, beat them 23-20 in Iowa. Fans went crazy, rushed the field, whatever. So it's good. Good for Iowa. I wouldn't know if they're legitimately number 3 in the country, but they keep winning games. So that has to count for something. A game that was almost like a video game score. Ole Miss was able to slightly win 52 to Arkansas's 51.
God damn.
Yeah, for real. So number 13 Arkansas, is it the law? I mean, Mississippi was number 17. Arkansas was slightly ahead of them in the rankings. Rebels defense, aided by Sam Williams and Tavius Robinson, pressured Arkansas QB KJ Jefferson on a potential game-winning 2-point conversion. I remember I saw that live. I was like, why the hell are you trying for a 2-point conversion? Just kick the field goal and try to win an OT. They got greedy. They went for it. They fucked it up. And that's why Ole Miss was able to win. So, damn. Sometimes rolling the dice, you crap out. And a game that's more near and dear to some fans out there, mainly in SA, UTSA keeps on running. UTSA 152-46 against Western Kentucky. The runners QB, Frank Harris, threw for about 349 yards, and 6 touchdowns and hauled in a 23-yard touchdown pass himself as UTSA outlasted Western Kentucky 52-46 on Saturday night for the Roadrunners' school record 6th straight win to start the season. Harris threw 3 touchdown passes to wide receiver DeCorian Clark, the third on a 43-yard hookup to give UTSA the lead with about 6:39 left in the game. Harris, he finished 28 of 38 passing. Running backs Sincere McCormick carried about 23 times for 120 yards, while Clark, he pulled in 7 passes and 160 yards. So needless to say, the train keeps running for the Birds in San Antonio.
Woo!
I'll have a prediction on who they're going to play next on Thursday when I go into the weekend preview. But that's good. A lot to be cheerful for in SA. I mean, those fans, very passionate fan base, always itching for some good football in SA. I know they play a lot in the Alamo Dome, is their headquarters. So definitely, if y'all are fans or not fans or just want to do something to support the local team, definitely go out there to make it some sellout games. Because I mean, hopefully it's a trend of seasons to come, but it's a very special season that's going on, and be a part of it, witness it in person, give them some support, some love out there for them runners. I think, isn't this your sign?
Right.
Lulu, there you go. That's all I had to say for my college talk. Any other things you want to thoughts, comments, concerns on your end, Dan?
No, just want to, just want to continue, say thank you guys for listening in to us. Also for ETSA, congratulations, guys. You guys are 6-0, bowl eligible. Finally, nice. Yeah, another small round of applause. But it's pretty cool. ETSA has been kind of growing really fast. It past like maybe 10 years or so, even a little bit more than that. But yeah, it should be pretty interesting how as we continue moving on. But we'll go right into our NFL Week 5.
Oh no!
All right, let's put
Are you sure?
I am sure. Let's put some NFL stuff. Let's see. Oh, here we go. All right, let's go put some. Give me a little siren, guys. Alright, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do some NFL Week 5. Who'd you play, Art?
In our league, I think I lost against Ariel, but I didn't win in my other league.
Yeah, so we're gonna do. It's gonna be NFL Week 5. I guess we could do just our reviews. It's gonna be pretty cool. And obviously talk a little bit maybe some fantasy football, maybe some regular football, maybe some everything football, because we just love football here. All right. So real quick, so just some quick headlines. Hold on, I'm just fixing something real quick. Some quick headlines as let me just lower this real quick. In this case, I know the Chiefs are looking to trade for running back, for Colts running back Marlon Mack, so that should be pretty interesting. And the Ravens do hold on to beat the Colts in Monday Night Football. Obviously, we have the big headline that's been kind of going around, circulating around the media, and just kind of taking over the.
The Mason Crosby keeps missing kicks. That's the biggest headline.
Yeah. But obviously, John Gruden does resign as a Raiders head coach. Just headline. We won't really get into it, but that's that.
That's making him the biggest loser of the weekend.
Yeah.
No matter what scores were out there.
Yeah, and they're talking about how Urban Meyer should thank.
Should thank Gruden for taking some of the heat off him and his off the field distractions and decencies.
God dang, All right. Well, so anyways, that's just a couple of headlines. So we're gonna actually just start with some the good, the bad, and the blitz. Let's see some Lino. All right, guys. We're gonna do the good, the bad, and the blitz. Let me put this up real quick up here. So obviously you gonna know the good, the bad, and the ugly. So it's gonna be like kind of like something similar to that. But it's just gonna be kind of our version, the good, the bad, and the blitz. So we're gonna talk about the good, the bad, and the craziness of Week 5 for the NFL. Let's get started. I'm gonna start with the bad. The Mahomes, bro. The hell was he doing? He looked horrible. Horrible against the Bills. Like, he looked like a rookie, dude. Um, I know we're talking about how, like, he was just throwing the ball, like, too hard. I don't even think it was that. I just think it was just, I don't know. I feel like he just wasn't concentrated or something. What do you think?
I know we were watching the game Sunday evening. It just, was the offense too shitty, or was the Bills defense like on their A game? There's a bit of both. I know definitely the field conditions were. It was raining. I think throughout the whole game it was raining. I think there was even a slight weather delay because of lightning. So slick football combined with Mahomes like throwing a little bit faster than normal. Well, I mean, he throws a fast football. I mean, our buddy
Like,
Juan
anyway.
attributed that to him being a former baseball player. So maybe he throws it too hard, or he holds onto the ball too late. Yeah, they're in a bit of funk. They definitely don't look like the strong Kansas City team that they were these past 2 seasons. There's two losses already on the books. Uh, how many more can they sustain before they're maybe out of that wild card contention? I don't know.
Yeah, and it's just like, I just hope that, um, I don't know. I just hope the Chiefs really don't mess up Mahomes' career. I don't think they will. I think they're, Andy Reid will kind of get stuff ready and everything, even for next year. I think they make the playoffs. I don't think they make perhaps the first, maybe it's just the second round. They're definitely not just gonna. They don't have a good enough defense to keep up with Brady, nor, um, you
I
know,
know something
potentially,
that didn't help in the game. They lost running back Clyde Edwards-Helaire, left with a knee
yeah,
injury,
yeah.
second half. Travis Kelsey wasn't really looking like himself. I think he even got a hit to the head at some
Oh
point in the
yeah,
second half.
yeah.
Uh, so they were
It
really
was it
playing
was it was a
smash mouth
dirty,
football.
and it was raining, dude. They had a couple rain delays. So
Yeah,
I mean, we don't really see it upstairs, because we're seeing like the 4K or 8K version of the
the wide
game.
pan view, you don't see the rain
Oh,
falling.
and dry version of it. We're not like there. So, but yeah. Talk to me about your bad art.
uh, my bad is. I mean, don't get me wrong. You had a good one. I think what was bad was one of the earlier games I saw was that Packers Bengals game, namely Mr. Crosby, the always reliable veteran kicker for the Packers. He kept missing. He had 3 misses, man. I mean, yeah, he hit the game winner, but I'm pretty damn sure they were considering like we got to go for it on fourth and long because Crosby he's fucking up. Historically, he's been reliable. He missed 3 straight potential winning field goal attempts before hitting that 49-yarder in OT. Green Bay, they're 4-1. I mean, but they keep eking out these close wins. Uh, they won, 25-22 at the Bengals in the Bengals, uh, Cincinnati. Um, the Bengals that could even won it, but their kicker missed shots that could have won the game. Uh, so Crosby, I'll give him the ugly because that was pretty ugly, and you hate to see like these close games being lost out of simple things like field goals made.
Yeah.
But I like to see Aaron Rodgers lose, so I'm conflicted. I'll
uh,
go for the Bengals for the upset. Sure, half America was too.
For real. All right, bro. Give me your blitz or your blitz, whichever one you want.
Blitz.
Damn, what's your blitz?
No, I'll just give it good.
All right, give me a good.
The good I would lead to the Cowboys. They had a
Oh,
pretty quality
okay.
victory against the rival, the
There we
Giants.
go.
Beat them 40-20. It actually marked the 1 year anniversary of when Dak Prescott left last season out of that ankle injury. And so he was all smiles pre and post game. Uh, he threw for 3 touchdowns. Uh, oh, it was the day before the 1 year anniversary of that ankle injury. Uh, I don't know. I don't know what kind of voodoo someone must have put or hex on the Giants. Things are bad. They were down men and then some.
Yeah,
Uh,
dude.
Daniel Jones, starting QB, he was carted off the field after some time. He had a concussion that was pretty bad after he tried to score running wide into the 1 yard line for the second quarter. He was seeing stars. I mean, I feel for the guy. Poor guy. Uh, I think the Saquon Barkley, he ran over some some cowboy corner. He rolled his ankle. Bam, ankle injury. Made of glass. Left for the whole game. So it's very injury plagued Giants. Still, it was a good quality beatdown. It's always good to see the Cowboys beat a rival. And I like to see the emerging stars. What's his name? Diggs off of the defense.
Yeah, dude.
I think he's had a pick in I don't know how many picks per game. He's definitely on pace to set some kind of record for picks. I think his first year out of Alabama, hey, he could go toe to toe with the pros, man. So it's good to see a young guy already, you know, get some good quality work from him and him, Micah Parsons. Like Cowboys aren't historically known for some good corners or defense men, so it's good to see some balance now and some defense to go with our offense. That's my good. What do you have, man?
I actually have the Cowboys also as well, specifically the
Preach.
defense. So that's kind of funny. We actually didn't plan this. We already had it. More anything, the defense. Like the question asking or being asked is the defense really that much better now, or what's with the rest of the schedule? So I was actually looking at the rest of the schedule with Juan,
Mm-hmm.
and I was like, dude, like honestly, the Cowboys they could probably win like 11 wins this year, like minimum. They might be able to win 12. Um, I don't think they'll win 12, but I can definitely see them win at least 10, probably 11. And
Cautiously optimistic.
yeah, yeah, correct, correct, correct,
Knocking on
correct.
wood and everything.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. But I think that that's the good for them. That's good for them. That's my good. The Cowboys are actually they have a pretty good team. It's kind of crazy. Dak is back. And that defense really is looking like I don't know if it might be this year. It might have to be very very soon because then everyone's gonna gonna get need to get paid. But that team is really good, really young, really hungry, and I think they can do it. They just need to kind of work with it. All right, bro, give me your blitz.
Okay, my blitz. I'll have to award to a game I didn't really catch the fullness of, but nonetheless, it was a great game. But no, there was two candidates I have for two games I never saw, but they were definitely blitz worthy. One was the Monday night comeback by the Ravens, 31-25 in OT. I'm pretty sad I didn't get to catch that live. Saw the reruns though, like what I saw from Jackson. And a game also, I don't know if it was aired or not. Turns out it was quite a shootout. That Browns Chargers game. Justin Herbert, man, had 398 offensive yards. Eckler scored 3 touchdowns for my fantasy. Uh, Justin Herbert, they're showing everybody they can win close games. It was a wild shootout. It was at home in SoFi Stadium. Uh, Eckler. three fourth quarter touchdowns alone, including a 3 yard score with 131 remaining. Go ahead points. Mike Williams, he's one of my receivers. What up? 165 receiving yards, caught 2 touchdown passes. And surprise, surprise, Chargers are on their first 4-1 start since 2014. So definitely they're cementing themselves as one of the top contenders out there in the West. Uh, and I mean, yeah, you're like, oh, they beat the Browns. Well, the Browns, they're no slouches either, man. Uh, I think Nick Chubb, he rushed for 161 yards. Baker Mayfield had his 10th career 300-yard passing game. Uh, I think it was also revealed he had like a torn left labrum in his non-throwing shoulder, so he was at 100%. But still, it was a shootout. Uh, Definitely, I think that could be my main blitz. I give the Monday night matchup honorable mention. Uh, but kudos to Herbert. He's the guy's a young gun, and with that squad, you know they could very well go toe to toe with just about anyone. Kudos to the Chargers. What is your blitz, buddy?
Yeah, dude. So for me, it's actually gonna be the kickers, bro.
Oh no!
Oh no,
Oh no!
indeed. So there is 15 missed extra points this week. That's the most ever. Um, I don't even know what it consisted of. It was just weird. But real quick, a big thing was whoever saw the Colts game. So the Colts kicker actually did miss the kick to find a to um kind of was it to tie? Yeah, to tie and tie and go to the playoff or go to the overtime, something like that. But he
Hey.
misses. But then he was bailed out because there was a penalty. So then
Mm.
they got they went to they went into overtime, but they still lost. But that was my blitz. Kickers. They just you guys can't be missing like that. Obviously, it's a lot easier to said than done, right? Because we think they make it look so easy, but they still need to be able to kick it right. What do you think, Art?
No, definitely. And sometimes it gets challenging when it's outdoor venues versus the indoor stadiums. There's a lot of what's the term physics involved in just kicking alone. Uh, Hell, maybe sometimes these kickers get iced by the other team or by their own team inadvertently. Uh, it's pretty sad, If they win the game off their foot, they get all the credit. If not, they get all the blame. You know, well, maybe it wasn't his blame to begin with. Why do we even need a field goal if our running backs or receivers couldn't get in the end zone? Why
Yeah,
did it
I
have to
can't
be
get
on
a
the kicker's
touchdown.
fault?
Yeah.
So kickers, sometimes it could be scapegoats for such things, and rightly so. I mean, you're a pro, you get paid a lot of money just to kick a ball that you practice every single day, practically in various conditions. I mean, yes, the physics of the football itself change on hot and cold and slick or whatnot or deflated. uh, uh, but no, kickers definitely get a bum rap this weekend. But it's an important part of the game. Hell, what the
Yeah.
hell do we call it? Football if kicking is not involved.
Yeah, I was gonna
Literally, the
say.
word foot is in it.
Yeah, that's a hot take right there. All right, bro. We're still wrapping it up real quick. Um, for our night tonight. Um, I know for next week. Or for I'm sorry for next couple days,
Thursday?
and on Thursday, we'll get back on the mound. And we'll definitely do a little bit of more diamond talk. With we'll see if we can not only bring or bring more baseball
Special
experts as
guest?
well,
Yeah,
special guests
yeah.
as well. So we'll
That'd be
see.
cool.
Yeah, so we'll definitely see as we continue on with our sports broadcasting and everything like that. Thank you guys so much again for following us, listening to us, and just just staying here with us. Really. Let's go ahead and you want to start wrapping it up. Art. Let me. put some music. All right, before we start wrapping it up, just I do want to give a quick shout out to a couple of our sponsors, a couple of our friends. We do want to give a big shout out to our main sponsor, which is Studio 13th Day, and partnership with Tasmagoria Graphics, which they do all of our graphics, everything.
Nice.
Tasmagoria, I know that's like one of Art's favorite words in the world.
And Danny, some promotional consideration brought to you by Devil Dog Detailing. If you're an SA, need your car detailed, and you're balling on a budget, hit up Devil Dog Detailing.
There you go, everyone, hit it up. Get your card looking shiny, nice, and spanking new.
Get the get your car seats so shiny you can see your ass in them.
There you go. Your ass will be like, whoa. Uh, where you guys at? Everyone, put your where you are at. If you're near San Antonio, I will pay for one of your seats to get washed.
The other four can just get dirty.
Yeah, you just need to figure out the other ones. All right, guys, we're gonna start wrapping up real quick. I'm just copying over here, getting this kind of done.
Cool. Giants are still trailing Dodgers, currently at the top of the sixth. So I'm still watching that. Very exciting. See if the Giants could close it out today, or Dodgers force that game 5. I think we should know by Thursday.
All right. So let's go ahead and start editing it. Start wrapping it up. There we go. There you go. There's that familiar sound. Yeah. All right, guys. Thank you so much for this week's episode. Thank you so much for listening to us today, guys. This is go ahead and follow us on Facebook, Twitter, Instagram, and YouTube. Check out our podcast coming soon on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, and iHeartRadio. So I'm going to give a quick shout out to all of our sponsors. Again, music provided by Studio 13th Day. This is Danny BMD. I got Superfan Art. He got Tasmagoria Graphics and a whole bunch of our partners. We'll definitely talk about them. Bring it home, Art.
Thank you, Dan. Lesson of the day is this MLB Post-season just gets crazier. Houston Astros changed their pair of socks from white to red, and the Atlanta Braves enjoy some of them microbrewers. Currently waiting on the winner of this game. But sports are great. Be nothing without y'all, the fans. Remember, this is episode number 71. Till next time, folks, be cool, stay safe. I'll keep on listening to Mezzo Forte Sportz. We're down. Double dogs. Oh. Yeah. Where's my beer?